Senator Caslin, Senator Douglas, Senator Givens, Senator Kerr, Senator McGarvey, Senator Meredith, Senator Nemus, Senator Webb, Senator West, Chair McDaniel.
Present. Having a quorum, we're duly constituted to conduct business. The only thing we're going to be looking at today is Senate Bill 120. President Pro Tem Givens, your option if you want to sit there and explain or go to the table, either way.
Chairman,
Floor is yours, sir.
Chairman, members of the committee, thank you for the chance to present Senate Bill 121 for your consideration. I'd like to preface my remarks with a brief statement about the role that businesses play, and that's the crux of this piece of legislation, is a paperwork reduction, business-friendly approach to us meeting the needs of the Commonwealth and also minimizing some burden on businesses. But it's a perfect opportunity for me to acknowledge the working women and the working men that wake up every day trying to create businesses, create opportunities, build healthy communities, and in so doing, create lives for their families and opportunity. And often when we come into a committee, we're sometimes not always acknowledging the importance of our business community across the Commonwealth. And so this is a perfect piece of legislation for me to do this. The reason I say that, a couple of years ago, in fact, last session, we passed a piece of legislation changing the approach to the way that we exempt ag purchases for farmers from taxation. And the change of mechanism was whereby farmers had to apply to the state Department of Revenue, certify their agricultural activities, get a license number, and once licensed by the state, use that license number for purposes of sales tax exemption for specific limited list farm purchases. Along with that, we kept the standard role that businesses have to play, which is the farmer shows up at the farm store to purchase farm-related tax-exempt items. He or she has that license number. The current practice is the farm store, of which I am one, business owner in a farm-related store, I have to keep, by statute, 2 certificates on file, 2 pieces of paper, either in a physical form or a digital form, showing that license number and having that farmer sign those pieces of paper. Now think with me about this. The farmer's showing up with a number that says he or she is tax exempt, and then statute says that farm store has to keep record on certificate, identified form, of those 2 numbers. Once the farmer has the number, he or she is tax exempt for the items that are exemptable. So this legislation basically simply removes the certificate requirement and says if you show up with the license number, you're tax exempt. Be glad to entertain any questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Givens. Do we have any at this time? Senator Meredith.
Not a question, just opening on your opening comments. I appreciate you bringing this measure before us and your comments about our small business owner, our agriculture community, and sometimes we lose sight of the fact that over 50% of our economy is based on small business. And a good friend, Steve West, told me the first week is up here that every legislation we pass has unintended consequences. You know, such as this, we create bureaucratic burdens for businesses that we don't mean to, but we do. And anytime we have an opportunity to address that, I think we should. And this may appear to be a small thing, but in the reality, it's a big thing. The more we can do things like this, the more successful our rural communities are going to be, and our state will be in turn. So I commend you for taking this small step, and let's actively look for more. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Meredith, if I could respond briefly, Mr. Chairman. Senator Meredith, thank you for those words, and I want to reply with this thought. We often say, in a month, let's just say, the state of Kentucky collected $48 million of sales tax. The state didn't collect a dime of that sales tax, not a dime. Small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and large businesses collected that sales tax and remitted it to the state. Think about that for a moment.
Senator Nemes. We have a motion by Senator Meredith. We have a second by Senator Caslin. We have a couple more questions. Senator Nemes.
Yes, thank you for bringing this red tape reduction bill. But I have one question: is if someone comes to your store and shows that they're a farmer, that's fine. You don't charge them a sales tax. But how does the state know that you don't sell to someone that is not a farmer?
So great question. And that's why initially I brought the legislation some years ago to move it out of the hands of retailers to determine who was a farmer and who was not. Previously, 2 years ago, if you, Senator Nemes, showed up at my farm store and said, Mr. Givens, I'm tax exempt. Would you lay the forms out for me to sign? All you had to do was provide your driver's license and sign that you were a farmer actively engaged in farming. I was basically determining, asking you, allowing you to determine yourself to be a farmer. Under the current model that we passed previous sessions, you have to submit either a Schedule F, a Farm Service Agency number, or some other record of ag receipts to DOR for DOR to certify that you are a farmer. Now, even once you're a farmer, when you show up at my farm store and every other farm store across the state, I have to know the items that you're purchasing that are tax exempt and those that are taxable. If you're buying a bag of the sweet feed that we proudly make at Central Farmers Supply, and you're feeding that to your calf, it's tax exempt. If you're feeding that same bag of sweet feed to your horse, it's taxable. Fascinating place to be is determining which is what, but you've got to present after passage of the language we did in previous session, and with the complement of this, when you show up with that license number, you're eligible to purchase the non-taxable items in a tax-exempt fashion.
Briefly.
One more. Okay. So it would be like someone coming in and buying liquor underage. It would be up to someone else to determine that. As long as they have the license, you're going to sell it to them. And I've been to your farm store. It's a very good farm store.
Thank you. That's correct. If you've got the license number and it's not expired, because it does have an expiration date of 3 years, and the language we previously passed, as is written in the copy you see here, current statute, there's a portal whereby that business owner, he or she, can log in to DOR and see who's got a number and who doesn't.
Okay.
Then, provided you qualify, you may purchase without paying the 6% sales tax.
Thank you.
So, Senator, did I hear you advocating that as part of tax reform we should start taxing cattle feed the same way we do horse feed?
Actually, Mr. Chairman, I believe respectfully you misinterpreted my very, very, very solid, clear comments that maybe not.
Senator Douglas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Givens, I want to echo what Senator Meredith said. Our small businesses and our farmers are the lifeblood of our entire nation. I grew up on a farm. I remember going to stores. I remember having to pay taxes. I remember all of those things. But I think this really unburdens the citizens of our country who work long, long hours and who really are at the mercy of the weather. They're just every day. They simply want to get the job done. And I think what this does is this unburdens them. So I want to thank you, Senator Givens, for what you're doing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Douglas. And I will note, Mr. Chairman, the fiscal note shows zero fiscal impact.
Very
No
good.
change
All
in
right.
revenues.
Seeing no others, Mr. Secretary, please call a roll.
Senator Carroll. Aye. Senator Caslin. Aye. Senator Douglas. Aye. Senator Givens.
Aye.
Senator Kerr. Senator McGarvey. Aye. Senator Meredith. Aye. Senator Nemes. Aye. Senator Webb. Senator West. Aye. Chair McDaniel.
I mean, 9 aye votes, no nay votes. The measure passes with favorable expression. Do you want to explain it on the floor?
Mr. Chairman, I'm open to whatever the will
I'll
of the
take a
committee
motion
is.
on consent. Senator Caslin, second. Senator Meredith. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Ayes have it. The measure goes on consent. Thank you, sir.
Chairman, thank you. Members of the committee, thank you each for your support.
All right, very well. Seeing no other business to come before the committee, we'll stand adjourned.